Hey, what's up, peeps? Let me fix my camera a little bit here. It's DJ the Sports Blurred here, and today I want to lay out my case for why the SEC is in some trouble next year when it comes to throwing a champion. I don't think they're in a ton of it, but I'm going to tell you a few teams that I think could cause a little shakeup next year in the college football playoffs. So number one, thank you for watching this video. Please consider liking the video, leaving a comment, let me know what teams you think are going to throw a little shake in the playoffs next year, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Like I said before, I just like talking college football. I like talking trash. It's fun. It's in good fun. And then I like going back and forth. I mean, I've gone back and forth with a couple people already, and seems like you guys really enjoy it as well. So before I get into the main discussion, I like to address a couple of topics. So if you're a college football fan, I'm pretty sure you already heard about Caleb Williams entering the transfer portal. I'm not sure about you, but it really caught me off guard. I can see why he wanted to explore his options. I mean, his former coach was a quarterback guru. He coached the last two Heisman Trophy winning quarterbacks, not including Bryce Young, but obviously Kyler Murray and Baker Mayfield. They were both top picks in the draft. And he even got Jalen Hurts drafted earlier when Alabama benched him. Don't forget about that. That was actually probably his best coaching job. So, two people. Baker Mayfield, two-time walk-on. Kyler Murray couldn't play at Texas A&M. He goes to Oklahoma, wins a Heisman. Jalen Hurts gets in the system. It's a top three draft pick. I think he was a second-round draft pick. So Caleb Williams is looking at that, and that's probably why he went to Oklahoma. I mean, he knew he had the talent, but he knew if he was put in the hands of a coach who could harness his talent, he would probably be a Heisman Trophy winner. I mean, hell, the kid who left, I can't remember his name, Spencer Rattler, he was considered to be a sure thing, first ballot Hall of Famer almost is how they were talking about that. So don't forget, this is a business. I know a lot of times we root for these schools and we have a lot of emotions tied with this. These 4- and 5-star recruits are coming in. They have one thing on their mind. How can I get to the pros? What is the easiest route for me to get to the pros? So that's why I think he's opening up his recruitment again. It's kind of hard for me to believe that he's going to be going back to Oklahoma. I mean, once you do something like that, you're essentially telling your teammates, I don't think you guys are good enough. So I'm going to see what else is out there. And if there's nothing else better out there, then I'll come back. But if there is better options for me, I'm going to actually take those options. So it's hard to welcome somebody back to that locker room. So that's why I think that him leaving is probably what's going to happen, even though I know he said in his, I don't want to say goodbye speech, but it almost seemed like a goodbye speech, that OU is definitely an option. That doesn't seem like the strongest commitment. And by the way, I'm going to open up my recruitment, and don't forget, you guys are still an option, OU. So it didn't really seem like the strongest commitment. So that's just my couple thoughts. Let me know what you think about the situation down below. Let me know where you think he's going to transfer to. I have some ideas, and I'll probably get into them at a later video. But let me know what you guys think. So the next thing I wanted to speak on was the comments that Marcus Williamson, who was a former DB for Ohio State. He just retired right before the Rose Bowl. I want to talk about his comments he made towards Urban Meyer. He was told that if Urban Meyer caught him smoking, Urban Meyer said, and I quote, he'd ruin my life, right? He'd ruin his life if Urban Meyer ever caught him smoking. Marcus Williamson also alleged that there's a pattern of racism at the university too. So this is one of those situations where I really don't want to pick a side either way. I mean, I haven't heard enough information on both sides. One thing I will say, there have been a lot of black Buckeyes, former Buckeyes, to come out and take up for Urban Meyer. So Urban Meyer was actually really quick to make a statement as well, saying that those allegations were false, saying that he thought that people were just piling on just because of what happened at Jacksonville. But the one thing I will say about Urban Meyer, I mean, he has a checker past, and not just with his time in Jacksonville. Don't forget, he was suspended for the first 3 games of the 2018 season because the university deemed that he failed to uphold university standards. So in that case, he chose not to report potential abuse by one of his assistant coaches. I want to say he was a wide receiver coach at the time. His name was Zach Smith. So one of the reasons why a lot of people even think he retired from OSU was because there was a story coming up about the potential cover-ups of what Zach Smith had done and with his wife. And, you know, I'm not saying that he did what he was alleged. And to be honest with you, this could just be a case of a former Buckeye who felt like he just didn't get the time. He wanted to get on the field, or he felt like he was always looked over. Could be just a case of just somebody who's just really upset with the program. So, you know, I'm just here to present the information, and you guys can do with that as you wish. So finally, I want to tell you guys about 3 teams, in my opinion, that can make it really tough for the SEC next year in the playoffs. The first team is this team right here that you see on my hat. It's Ohio State. So in my opinion, they returned the best quarterback, wide receiver, and running back combo. I mean, all 3 of them could go in the first round. At quarterback, you guys know CJ Stroud. He's going to come into the next season as a Heisman favorite, potential All-American. He's going to be up there with Bryce Young. As a matter of fact, he was probably leading the Heisman Trophy debate until the Michigan game, until they got smoked. And then obviously at wide receiver, you have Jackson Smith and Jigba. You guys just saw what he did in the Rose Bowl. 15 catches, 347 yards, 3 touchdowns. He broke almost every record you could. He broke the Rose Bowl record. He broke the college football FCS bowl record. I mean, the guy just had a heck of a game. And then you have Travion Henderson as running back. So he was a true freshman last year. I mean, and he started at Ohio State as a true freshman. So you know he's good. The last person to do that, it wasn't even Ezekiel Elliott. It was J.K. Dobbins. And you see what kind of career he's having in the NFL. I mean, he's hurt right now, but you see what he's capable of. So that's my first team. And also, the one thing I want to let you guys know, I mean, Bleacher Report has Ohio State's recruiting class ranked at number 3. So they have even more weapons coming in to help. So my second team is Clemson. Sports Illustrated has ranked the Tigers recruiting class right now at 23rd. So not good. And it's probably one of the first times they've been out of the top 5 or even 10 in recent history. I mean, I can't even think about a time. I look back 5-10 years ago, and I can't remember a time that they didn't have a really good recruiting class coming in. So DJ, I'm going to pronounce this guy's name incorrectly, DJ Ugalele, Will Shipley. So the true freshman running back, he's coming back. And then they also have quite a few young, talented wide receivers that are coming back. And most of the defense that played well late will be coming back as well. I mean, if you watched Clemson early in the season, you saw them struggle. They could barely beat anybody, but they finished the season 10-3. And everybody was really trying to play well late. The quarterback, I know what you guys are thinking, like DJ Ugalele, he played like crap all year long. He did, but he actually started becoming more consistent later in the season. And to take it a step further, if you go back to his freshman year, now Trevor Lawrence was there, but anytime he got in the game, he still played well himself. So I know he's capable of playing well. I just think it's one of those things where everything was heaped on him, and it was the first year of him having to be the guy. That's a lot of pressure. And finally, my third team is going to be Notre Dame. They're more so going to be a dark horse. One thing I've always said about Notre Dame is, how many times have they been one game away? A bunch of times. They've been one game away from making the playoffs this year and a couple of years before. The one thing that kind of hurts them is their strength of schedule. They choose to be independent, and as a result, they choose to actually have a schedule that's not up to par with a Georgia, with an Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan, whoever, Utah, Oregon, whoever. So that hurts them. So the bad thing about Notre Dame is that the last time we saw them in the playoffs, they were getting smoked 34-10 by Clemson. I mean, Clemson could do no wrong that game. And the other time they were in the playoff, they actually got smoked 30-3 by Clemson. I mean, I think Clemson has their number. But I know after saying that, you're like, so they go back again and get smoked 40-5. As a matter of fact, as I'm actually talking about this dark horse, I'm looking at it and I'm like, maybe not. But I think that Marcus Freeman, the new head coach on there, has a really, really good thing going. I mean, they have a top 10 recruiting class. I want to say Sports Illustrated has it at 7. They have a really decent defense. They're going to bring back a lot of key pieces on offense. but I'm really excited to see what they're going to do at quarterback. So they have a couple of options there. But, you know, sometimes when a team gets a fresh start, a new quarterback, a new head coach, new schemes, I just saw Marcus Freeman is bringing in James Laurinaitis, who was a heck of a linebacker in college and also in the pros. So I don't necessarily believe in Notre Dame as much as I believe in Clemson and Ohio State to knock off one of the SEC teams, but I think they should at least be in consideration. So that's my video. I just wanted to keep it short and sweet. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to watch me talk about sports and talk about what I love, and hope that you guys like sports just as much. Again, my name is DJ, the Sports Blog. Comment, like, subscribe, do all that, and then tell somebody to do it too. I appreciate y'all, and I look forward to hearing from you guys. Peace.